And there we go. I guess we're back. It says we're live. It says we're going. My name is Timothy Judkins here at REMAX Broadwater, and I am back with the Realty Resource Report. That's what we're going to call this. The broadcast, that's what it's called. We're here already. Realty Resource Report R3. That's what I'm going to summarize it as. Now, since we are back doing this, this is going to be a weekly broadcast. The days, times are all in question as usual because we're going to get in a nice flow of things, but we're going to do it right, okay? We're going to start the show off with just a little life update on what I got going on. How's the business going? Multiple properties under contract. If you are interested in my national road on Route 40 in St. Clairsville, that is now being leased, so that is no longer available. Technicalities are being worked out. Details are being worked out. That is on the way. So once paperwork is signed, we'll make all changes and things like that. Got another listing under contract in Yorkville, another one in Steubenville. We got things going on. They're going on. And I have two new listings coming. I have a listing coming in East Richland in St. Clairsville. So look forward to that. That's going to be very soon. I also have another listing coming in Martins Ferry. So keep an eye out for that one. I don't have numbers yet. These are full remodels. So we'll see how it is when I get there, right? We'll see how it looks. Now, other than that, I want to tie the interest rate to this a little bit. I do want to touch on every time I get on here and let you know what today's interest rate is. Now, from what I just read, it was 6.75 for a 30-year fixed loan. If you know what that means, if you don't, call me. We could talk about it. That's just what the interest rate is today. And I also want to give like little tips out. So I'm going to give a seller tip, and then I'm also going to give a buyer tip. Let's start with the buyers, because I think the buyers is their mind is ever changing. So when it comes to buyers, small gym, very small gym. It ain't a big gym. You don't have to put in the backpack. It doesn't take too much luggage to carry. It's a small gym. Okay, my small gem I have for you with this. For buyers, I can't stress it enough. I'm sorry, I get built up when I talk about this. So you have to trust and believe people who are actually selling homes, who are actually in the market. These are lenders, these are title companies, these are agents. When people ask about how the market's going and how business is right now, please talk to somebody who is working in the business, okay? So I did one of my largest transactions in my life happened during COVID because interest rates were down at like 2.5, 2.8%. When you talk to somebody who bought a house during COVID at a 2.8% and today it's 6.75, we are not in the same universe. We're not in the same universe. Everything that person has to say does no longer exist. It doesn't exist in this world anymore. That's my tip for buyers. So when you want to take advice on buying a home and how to go about it and what to expect in the process, talk to somebody who is actively working in the business, not somebody who bought 10 years ago, 4 months ago. Don't talk to anybody who is not actively in this, because when the president changes, when the interest rate changes, when our political standpoint with other nations, all this affects real estate. So that's my buyer tip. I'm gonna leave you alone. I'm not gonna beat you up. That's all it is. Boom, we're gonna move on. Seller tip. Take this one to heart, please. Please take this one to heart. If you have a property and you're trying to sell this property and get a certain number, whether you're trying to recoup on the additions, on the modifications, on whatever you did to the property, that's fine. I get it. It's business. You spent the money. You want to recoup the money. At the same time, I need you this might be the first time it ever crosses your mind. When you're trying to sell a property, try to put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's buying this house. Okay? I'm right there. Now, if I was trying to buy your house at a 6.7 interest rate, what would my monthly payments be? What is your currently monthly payments for this same exact house? Like I said, you bought this house and they're buying this house in two different universes. So with that being said, Try to put yourself in their shoes and don't talk about the past. Do not base this whole process on the past. Be like, if I was going to buy a house today with the current state of affairs, does it make sense to charge this person this? Who in my neighborhood is paying this much month, in a mortgage? Who in my neighborhood is paying this much a month, right? So I want you to consider that. And if sellers actually took the time to figure out who can afford the type of property they're selling. And I know that's not connecting. It's not connecting. You know what I mean? I got this for such and such. Everybody in this neighborhood has this house that's worth such and such. I get all that. But you're not connecting that what your monthly payments were when you got the house and what the current monthly payments are going to be are two different things. Two different things. That's my seller tip. I know that's kind of big, but like I said, just put yourself in the buyer's position and try to realize, if you were trying to buy your own home, what are the hurdles that they're going through? And if you could kind of understand that, I believe we'll probably get more deals done. That's my opinion. That's my opinion. Now at this part of the broadcast, I do want to plug a few properties. So a few agents from my office reached out to me. Katrina specifically. We got 1098 Castleman Run. This is how I'm going to show you. Okay, we're going to do it like that. That's a 3-bedroom, 1 bath, 280. Okay. And then, hold on, it lost me. It lost me on the face track. So, hold on, maybe I don't know what I could do. I don't know. I got to stand up like this. I don't know what we're going to do, guys. Maybe it was a bad idea doing that. Well, moving on. The next one we have is 1659 Boggs Run. This is out in Benwood, West Virginia. Marquita Thomas is listing that one. The next one I have is 7 Rush Avenue. That one's out in Wheeling. That is Kim Martin. She's the listing agent on that one. Maybe I should still try to show. I messed up the whole camera, man. Hey, it is what it is. We learn how to do this, right? We learn how to do this. The next property I wanted to plug is 1812 Oakmont, Steubenville. I took that photo, so I kind of feel proud of this one. Ida Boone is the one who's listing that house. The next one I have is, hey, this was me. So this is 204 Reichart in Wintersville. Ida and I are listing this one together. We have a couple lots up there, 5 lots, around 50,000 each for those. I also want to plug in 841 Seabrights Lane. This one's listed by Kelsey Cromer. Yeah. 185 for that. The next one I have is 145 Sugar Street in St. Clairsville. This one is listed by Samantha, and that's at 150. Hey, that's a nice little deal. And then the last one I have to plug is 153 Ida Bell Ave in Wheeling, and that one's also listed by Marquita. So some of these properties are in West Virginia, which I'm going to give an extreme disclaimer that I am not licensed in West Virginia. So if you want to know the details about those properties, you have to reach out to the listing agent, because why wouldn't you do that anyway? Because they're the most knowledgeable about the property. Just saying. Now, other than that, if you want to get your property seen, if you're looking to sell your house or looking to buy a home, RE/MAX Broadwater is in the area. This is St. Clairsville, Wheeling, Belmont County, Marshall County. We're around the way. Jefferson County, Harrison County. Just throw a county, RE/MAX is probably there. Let's be honest. We're probably over there already. And if you have any questions, please shoot me a message, call me, text me. My information is everywhere. It's very public available. And if you're looking for some good content, I got more coming soon. So feel free to follow me. Hit that follow button. But other than that, I'll see you guys next time. Talk to you soon.